First and foremost, I have to ask that you forgive me for the fan in the background, okay? We have a live audience today, and I wanted to make sure I gave a fan an opportunity to come see me record a video live. So if you hear them chatting in the background, just know that it's just a fan, okay? So please, just ignore it, okay? Let's cut right into the chase of this video today, okay? No BS, none of that. We live in a rigged system. We live in a matrix, just like the movie The Matrix. If you have not seen The Matrix, at least The Matrix 1, I do not know what you are doing in your life. I really don't. I really don't. Matrix 1, 2, 3, there's 4 Matrix movies. Just at least go see number 1 if you haven't. We all live in the Matrix. We live in a rigged system, okay? But here's the catch. Although the system is rigged against us that live in the Matrix, we also have a rigged system within ourselves, and that's our vibrational system. That's our emotions. That's our connection to God, right? So it's almost like a negative and a negative, really. In this case, they cancel out. They rig the system. We have a system that's rigged. So everything's kind of going perfectly here, okay? So I want to talk about this rigged system, the Matrix, because there may be a few things that you may not be looking out for that may be compromising your experience that you came here to have in this realm, okay? 1, let's talk about the main important thing. Your mind, your thoughts, okay? I was gonna say food. We all know these videos are off the cuff. This is all channeled, okay? I was gonna say food, but in a millisecond, it's your mind, right? What are you telling yourself every single day? Not only about where you're going, but about what you're doing, about how you feel about what you're doing. Are you being nice to yourself when you're stressed out? Are you encouraging? Are you inspiring yourself when times get tough? When you think things are too hard to achieve? Are you looking through that and saying, you know what, I want to try my best? Or are you letting the propaganda of, hey, get a 9 to 5, things are too hard, take the easy route, get a 401k, do what this person's doing, do what we're telling you. We're your parents that were also compromised in the Matrix. Our parents were the most compromised, okay? If you're a millennial, if you're a Gen X, Gen Z, even if you're right above me, I think a Gen Y, our parents are done. They're toast. They're toasters. So it's up to you. And if your parents are still here, you still have a chance to bring them at least within the parameter of the lake. You can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink at the end of the day. So the first thing that we need to understand is that all of these screens that are around us 24/7, we go to the gym. There's a fucking screen on the treadmill. There's 17 screens right above you all the way around, right? Your phone, there's a screen on your phone. There's a screen on the front, there's gonna be a screen on the back of your phone in no time, I guarantee you. We have these computers. I don't know about you, but I have literally 5 screens over there, including my laptop, okay? They're all open, I only use about 3 of them, but you understand my point. So now that we notice that these screens are everywhere, billboards, movies, whenever you go to the grocery store, I mean, they're even replacing the grocery store door panels with the LED screen telling you the products that are in there. So we obviously see that our attention is worth limitless amounts of money. And the reason of that, I mean, they got screens in the cars, they got screens in the TVs, ain't nobody in the back seat, but yet there's 17 screens in the back seat and in the roof, ain't nobody watching nothing. And now here you go, you gotta get more batteries, more amplifiers. Now we're just polluting the world. Okay, you get my picture. The reason why I want to talk about our attention in screens is because this tells me that our attention is priceless, that our attention is gold, right? That's why they have the commercials. That's why they have the radio commercials. That's why they have propaganda 24/7, because our attention is priceless. And if they can drill in with commercial after commercial that you need this for your diabetes, that you need this dating website, right? If they can drill that in, then they got you lost. And you'll never be able to complete and get out of this matrix. You'll never be. You'll just be reincarnated from the moon, reincarnated over and over again, following the light, looking at all your dead relatives, when really it was a scam, okay? So the first thing is first, okay? We need to get our mind glued into our heart, right? Glued into our source, glued into the earth, Gaia, right? Because if we're ripping and running just off the course of these screens and trying to catch up with the Joneses, we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done, okay? Second, the food, the frickin' food. Now, we know we lived in a rigged system, right? When they're putting red dye 40, yellow dye 40, when we know that these things cause cancer, right? We know we live in a rigged system when they're telling us to eat steak, to eat eggs, to eat chicken. First of all, the chickens that are chickens aren't even real. Those are man-made chickens, right? The cows, the black and white cows. Oh, black and white, what is that? A zebra cow? No, those are man-made. But yet, the USDA, right? The United States of America government is telling us to eat this in order to make us healthy. We know red meat promotes stroke, promotes cancer. We know chicken and eggs is an unnatural way to eat. And I mentioned this in the last video, it's not only unnatural, if our body is natural and we're putting unnatural food into our body, we're flonked out. Our body doesn't know how to process eggs. Our body doesn't know how to process red meat. Our body doesn't know how to process rice that is man-made, potatoes that are man-made, pineapple that is man-made. I can keep going. Broccoli, cauliflower, corn, yams. I can keep going. Do I got any more right now? I could keep kidney beans, black beans, northern beans. Those aren't real. Brown rice, that ain't real. You see what I'm getting at? So once you're able to understand not only that, but digest and accept these principles, well, not only have we freed our mind because we know what time it is, but now we freed our bodies too because we know really what time it is, right? We lived in a rigged system, right? Here's the third thing. Here's the third thing, right? I'm picking it up right now. We have a government that tells us, oh, buildings are going down, building 1, building 2. We all know that it was our government that did that. We all know that. And the reason why I know we live in a matrix is because although we know that, I know that you watching this, if you're still in this video, I know you know that. I guarantee you that everyone around us not only still thinks that we went to the moon, but still thinks that September 11th, I forget when it was, the Twin Towers was Al-Qaeda. They still think that. And although I am a little bit hesitant to talk about this, that's me living in the matrix. Because I'm like worried, oh, now they're gonna see my channel, they're gonna mute my channel. The truth is the truth, player. The truth's the truth, right? They got us thinking that there's this virus everywhere, right? We all knew if we were to really take a poll around the world, I guarantee you, if it's not 2/3 of the population, it's 3/4. That means 3 out of 4 people know that this whole virus thing is not just BS, it's man-made and we're being lied to, right? We all know that, but yet there's still people, right, that still want to act and wear these masks. To each his own. I'm not saying don't do what doesn't make you comfortable. Of course, do what makes you comfortable. Do what makes you comfortable. But at the end of the day, we gotta look at the facts. At the end of the day, we have to understand and notice when we're being lied to. We have to understand and notice when numbers are being tampered with. When media footage is being recirculated and being repurposed so we can be deceived as a whole group of beings, right? And last but not least, I don't even know what I'm gonna say last. I don't even know what I'm gonna say last. But last but not least, we cannot have, well, listen, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. We can have whatever you want. My world's different than yours, right? Your world's different than mine. But when these celebrities these powers that be, when they're talking in front of a camera, oh yeah, oh no dude, do it, yes, everything's good, life's good. And then the next thing you know, they're funding committees that are unjust, that are killing our families, our friends, that are misleading, which is still killing our family and friends. That these same people who we grew up watching in the movie theater, who we grew up listening to, this whole time, they were only doing what they did for the bag, for money, for success. The whole time they were doing these things just for themselves, not caring about principles, about being genuine, about being integral to the world. Sure, there's some people that lay on their deathbed and say, hey, this is wrong, right? You know, Ice Cube, for example. He made Boys in the Hood. He made gangster rap music, right? The Crips and the Bloods. Now, what are the odds the Crips and the Bloods are not only red and blue, Republican, Democrat, but they were invented by the government. Gangs are invented by the government. So, meanwhile, you have people like Nipsey Hussle, you have all these people like Snoop Dogg, you have all these people like The Game acting and promoting all this gang stuff to kids like me when I was a kid. And half these kids are dead now or in jail. Because they were painting an image onto us when all of these kids, they were raised by parents, by a mom and dad, by a full household. But yet they're acting like they came off the streets, right? They're acting like they always toted a gun, they were stealing, they went to jail. I don't think Ice Cube ain't never been to jail. Ice Cube, listen, I've never even thought that thought before, but Ice Cube ain't never been to jail. But yet, you want to promote gangster stuff to our kids and make our kids think that now we got kids all around, not even just America, the world, thinking that being gangsta and being hard and looking at people thinking you're tough. Bro, me being mixed, I can't tell you. I barely get accepted from the blacks and I barely get accepted from the whites. I can't tell you how confused and lost all of these people are. I say, fuck them. You don't want to, guess what? I know some people will, so fuck y'all if you don't accept me. There's so many times I've grown up in life. That didn't really sound right. There have been a lot of times as I've grown up as a child, especially being at my dad's, he lives in the Bay Area, being around that demographic versus my mom living in Folsom, being around that. There's so many times where I've been called whitewash, and then I'm up here, I'm called nigger. You know, it's like, you know what? Why don't you pick a motherfucking side then, bruh? Am I whitewash or am I black? What am I? Maybe I'm just me. Maybe you guys are just in the matrix thinking that I'm supposed to be a certain way, when really, code switching is actually a way to stay alive, especially as a kid. And at the end of the day, I don't code switch, I'm just me. So if I come off like this, if I'm talking like this, then that's just because how the fuck I feel right now. If I want to step over to my Scottish heritage, hey, bloody hell. You know what I mean? It just depends. We're getting a little carried away. We're getting a little carried away. Listen, at the end of the day, we live in a matrix. We live in a system. And if you do not play the game to change it, I should have said this way earlier, because this is one of my favorite quotes. Shout out to my mom who gave me this quote. We live in a system, we live in a matrix. If we do not play the game to change it, then the game changes us. Okay? I'm not talking about your name, Kyle or Kimberly. I'm not talking about your name. I'm talking about your soul, who you truly are. Who you were before your mom and dad gave you that name. Right? Because we came in here, I don't know if you've seen the movie Soul. I don't know if you've seen the Disney movie Soul, which we all know about Disney. Okay, we all know about Disney and what they like to do to children. And what they like to do over there in Bohemian Grove I didn't know Bohemian Grove was in San Francisco. I could throw a rock over there. Hopefully I hit somebody in the head. Hopefully I hit the leader. So listen, I'm not gonna draw this video out too much, but I just wanted to highlight some points. Stop letting this matrix beat you up. Stop pointing the finger. Look yourself in the fucking mirror and say, you know what? I did this to myself. Because, newsflash, when you're saying, oh, it's too hard, you're giving your power away. Oh, my government, oh. Don't get me wrong. I am talking about the government in a way of like, yeah, they're doing some things. But you think of it like this, man. I've said this many times, I'll let you guys go. I'm gonna do another video today. You think of a game, right? You think of any game. Think of playing Fortnite. And for my old heads, think of playing Halo. Halo 3, that was my favorite. If I were editing, I would have zoomed into that. I would have had fun. I'm not editing right now. It's all about reps. It's all about the message. It's all about connection, right? Think of the games. If you played that game every day and you played it on easy mode, easy, medium, and hard, you played it on easy, how many days do you think you're gonna play that game for? Actually, there's no other modes. There's just easy mode. There's one mode, it's easy mode. How many days you gonna play that game? We all know when we have a friend over and we're playing, it could be a video game, could be a physical sports game, could be a card game. And we all know, we all had that one friend, or you could have been that one friend. Hopefully, we all had at least one of these friends that we would always whoop their ass. We would whoop their ass. I remember I used to play Madden. I used to have some of my basketball buddies when I was in high school come over. We play Madden, and I would whoop their ass. I would take their money literally every single week. And if it wasn't for money, actually towards the end, I was like, I don't even want to play anymore. You guys, I'll just watch you guys play. The point I'm getting at is, if the game was too easy, we wouldn't want to play. You understand what I'm saying? If the game didn't challenge us, we wouldn't want to do it. If you went to the gym every day and you just lifted the same exact weight, it would get boring after the first 3 days. The gym is fun, games are fun, because if I'm at the gym and I'm lifting 135 and I do that for a couple weeks, bam, well, a month or two later, I'm able to lift 225. That's a journey. That's enjoying the journey, right? That's adventure. That's why we play the game. So, for my point being, we don't want to live in this world with just sunshine, utopia. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Mark. Hey, I got $1 million. You want it? Oh, no, I got $1 million. You want it? No. Shit. You imagine? We just melt. We just melt into like, oh, life's so good. And we just melt? We probably turn into water. Water is probably the next form we turn into, right? But no, we don't want that. We want the struggle. We want the strife. We want the blood. We want the sweat. We want the tears. No, we don't. That was a test. That was a test. We don't want any of that. We just want the journey. We want to enjoy the journey. And the journey that we take includes contrast, because we know that contrast isn't a bad thing. It isn't, hey, you're doing wrong, you're gonna get contrast. No, contrast is given to us so we can excel, so we can learn, so we can expand, so we can grow. So the next time you come into an altercation, especially, I'm not talking about like physical altercation, I'm not talking about with anybody, I'm talking about you come into a challenge, especially the challenge that you've been meeting, you've been butting your head on for all your life, especially if it's all your life. That's your motherfucking key right there, if it's all your life. But the next time you come into that challenge, don't think, oh, why is this happening to me? Don't think, ah, darn it. And don't run to that motherfucking challenge. Run to it. Because that is where you get your next upgrade. That is where you get your next gift. That is where you start to tune in, tap in, and turn on, and you start to manifest, okay? Make sure you like this video. If you're still here, I should have said this earlier in the video as well, but we just flow and go. This video gets 10 likes within the next 36 hours. I will do another video. I will do a 2-day video. I will do 2 videos in 1 day. If this video gets 10 likes in 36 hours, I will get 2 videos in 1 day. Okay? Love and light to all, and to all love and light. Remember, we're in a game. And at the end of the day, what do? We play the game to change it. We don't let the game play us and change us. Forever out. By the way, okay, I also wanted to add this. Hopefully those people logged off. I'm already gonna start making 2 videos a day. Okay? Hopefully we can get up to that speed now. I think we really can. Honestly, I have another number versus 2. But we already. Foot is on the gas. Today is 10 videos in a row. Foot is on the gas. Okay? Do I know what I'm doing? Huh? Do I like what I'm doing? Yeah. That's all that matters. See you in the next video.